Inked, a game that originally came out in 2018, has been reworked and released in 2021 for consoles and PC. The game seems really charming with its art style and premise, but does the puzzle gameplay hold up to be worth your money? Find out in today's video. Inked, A Tale of Love is a game where you control a samurai called the Nameless Hero through different chapters while uncovering truths about the artist that created you, as well as trying to help your love Aiko. Inked is a puzzle game through and through. There's 10 chapters, and during multiple points of each chapter, you will have to solve puzzles by manipulating objects. You have a power of redraw, which essentially allows you to just move certain objects. A lot of the puzzles involve motion or physics, and that's the basic gameplay premise. What really helps Inked along is the graphics, soundtrack, and embracing its artistic style. First things first, Inked has a really neat style. Everything in this game, and I mean everything, was hand-drawn. And I'll admit, I find that actually pretty impressive. It reminds me quite a bit of looking into an artist's sketchbook. It really helps to draw the player, no pun intended, into the game's story. And for the most part, performance-wise, the game runs pretty smooth too, with a few frame rate hiccups here and there. And overall, I kind of like the Japanese aesthetic too. I'm kind of a sucker for that personally when I see that in a game, but that's, again, my own taste there. Another thing that this game is actually really good about is its soundtrack. I really love the soundtrack. The game encourages you to have the sound on, as the soundtrack is constantly changing, be it to events in the story or just moments in the gameplay. It reminds me of something like Untitled Goose Game, where the soundtrack isn't finite, it evolves. It changes due to what's happening on screen and what the player does with objects or in the game world itself. It really helps to set the mood of what's going on screen and just kind of helps to immerse you into the game itself. And while all that is nice, the gameplay has to be the one that ties this all together. And for the most part, it's okay. You're able to move objects around, as I mentioned before, and that really is the main mechanic here. You're able to switch between selectable objects at will, and you'll be able to rotate them. And I will say I did like the puzzles. For the most part, they aren't that hard, though your mileage may vary there, as for some it might be harder. I'm decently good at puzzle games, so I might be able to solve these faster than some people. The game itself I actually blew through rather quickly. I was able to finish the game in around 5 to 6 hours, but again your mileage may vary there. There's some minor encouragement for replaying to try to find these missing drawings, and these are hidden throughout each chapter, and in some ways are very well hidden too. And there are unlocked stuff in the gallery, nothing too major though. I doubt you will be able to find all of them in your first playthrough. The puzzle gameplay isn't all revolutionary when you think about it either. None of the puzzle sections are out of the ordinary from other puzzle games that have the same gameplay with the motion and physics. I can't say that I didn't enjoy it, but in reality it wasn't all that memorable either. Moving objects too was okay for the most part, with a few hiccups in this release. Sometimes moving an object into place could feel a little bit annoying, but nothing too bad. It could take you a little bit to try to get it into the right place. My bad habit too also was that I would intend to deselect an object I had to move in place, but would press the wrong button and accidentally reset the location. It sounds like something that would be easily avoidable, but with the control layout for selecting objects and moving it, for some reason it was pretty common for me to have that happen. It didn't really detract me from playing the game though. I did like my short time with Inked. Like I said before, the aesthetic, the soundtrack, and premise are big selling points. If you like what you see here, you'll most likely like the game. It's just not a very long game, and that might really turn off a few people. 5 hours and I was pretty much done with my first playthrough. And that's probably just the big gripe I have about this game. It was originally a mobile game, and its length really shows in this. It would probably have behooved them to create some additional challenges for this updated release. And there you go, that's my review of Inked: A Tale of Love. Hopefully that helps you in maybe deciding to buy the game, or waiting on it, or not getting the game. That's the whole point of these reviews, is to help you make a decision about the game, whether to get it, not to get it, or to wait on it. I was originally really attracted to the game because of the art style. I'm a sucker for it. It looked really cool. The game does look really nice in motion, but again, I was just kind of a little turned off by the fact that it was just over so soon. If you found this video useful, if you liked the video, consider giving it a thumbs up. It helps out this video, helps out this channel. If you're not a subscriber, consider subscribing. I do a bunch of videos each and every week. I do a bunch of reviews on indie games and other Switch games. I do stuff on retro games as well as some other game stuff too. Also, shout out to the Kaiju Club Patreons. These guys help out the channel. Check out the Patreon link on screen there. Every little bit helps. You always get a shout out at the end of every video and stream, and all that directly goes into this channel to help bring content to you guys. As always, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Have a wonderful day, and I will catch you next time. Thank you.